Welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to be installing my bookshelf. Not bookshelf. Today I'm finally going to be installing my shelf that I've been putting off for months, maybe even years, and this is how I did it. Alright guys, today I've decided to go ahead and install this lower shelf. So what I did was I made sure this is a little level right here. So I made sure that that was as level as possible after measuring, and then I cut 3 more pieces out, and I've got these brackets that I'm screwing in by hand because I don't want to tear anything up, and I've got them staggering. I've got one at this height and one at this height. That is because I want the stuff that's going to be on these shelves to lean backwards, so I don't have to worry about having any kind of bracing in front of it. So that's that step. So I've got to do that on both sides. The higher side is going to go towards me, and this is going to go, the back side is going to go in the back, so that the speakers are pointed up towards me. Okay, team. So I pre-drilled, I gotta turn that down. I pre-drilled the holes with this little bit. If I can get it in there, like that. See? Well, I don't wanna. I screwed it in like that. Here, here, and up on top. And as you can see, it's pretty dang level, close enough. Now I'm going to put these brackets in just like that to secure it. Okay. And then I'm going to put this thing here will allow me to put wood on top so that I can have my cooking stove on top of this. This goes flat. I'm sure you've seen these before. And they go up. So that I can move the table up and down. Yes, the van is dirty. Sorry. Alrighty, y'all. Team. Here it is. Got it all drilled in. I drilled a couple of large bolts like this in here. Well, they're a little bit different, but they're a little bit longer. To secure this hardwood of some kind that I found in the barn, I thought I would utilize that, might as well. And I secured it up here with these L brackets. And I just now drilled holes for this thing here. And that is going to allow me to put a shelf here that will go up and down, and I'll be able to put either a source of heat here or my stove, or both. My cooking stove, or source of heat. And then back here, I did the same thing. Except for I'm not going to do the brackets for the table. But this is nice and solid. It's not going to go anywhere, that is for sure. And then I'm going to organize these wires. I'm going to put my computer and my speakers down here on the shelf. And I've got it secured with these bolts. So it ain't going nowhere, even down bumpy roads. I had to put these brackets on here. Thankfully, I had these brackets, because I didn't realize that the length was different back here. I thought they would be the same, but they weren't. So I made it work with those pretty nice brackets. I'm not even sure what I bought those for, but they served their purpose here. So I'm glad I was able to use those. This thing here is here because I didn't build this in one setting. It's kind of hard to explain, but I'm not going to worry about this. I can always put fake leaves over it or something. I'm going to have probably a Berkey water filtration system here. So it's not going to be that visible anyway. It's not going to matter. And, you know, it's just me living here. I'm not trying to impress anyone. I'm just choosing function over form, as always. So there's my shelf for my speakers and other electronics. And who knows, I may even stick some canned goods in there and bedding or something like that. But I'll bring you back once I've got this all put back together. All right, guys, there's I have to put the wood. I'm letting the wood dry right now. So all I got left to do is put the wood on there. Okay. So there's that. And here's the finished product. So the speakers, if you remember, I went up here. I'm going to cover this so it's not so ugly. Clean it up a little bit and cover it. And eventually I'll have spices up here, and cutting boards, and plus it's going to be a workstation. So, but the main thing I did today was getting this organized. My goodness, that was quite the ordeal. I secured the bottom. I think I pointed that out earlier with these large screws. So, and that's nice and angled. I don't know if you can see that, but it's nice and angled so that I don't have to worry about the speakers or anything on the shelf coming out. That was the reason I put the angle like I did. It's about a 30-degree angle. That fuzzy thing right there next to the light, bug zapper, is Oakley's toy. That's my computer. That's my speakers that are in dire need of being dusted, like the entire car. And there it is, the completed shelf. Is it beautiful? Nah. What is in this van? So now I can put this monitor anywhere I want. I can put it over here, all the way over there. I can put it all the way over here. I could also have a dual monitor if I wanted. That was why I got this whatever you call it, wall mount for the TV. I can put it anywhere I want. And voila. Isn't that cool? And I don't know if I mentioned it already, but I could put a dual monitor here if I wanted to, but I'm not sure I want to sacrifice the room for another monitor. It would be nice to have a dual monitor. I've got one. I might as well see what it's like. If I don't like it, I could always just sell it or get rid of it. I am tongue-tied today, but it feels good to get this done. This is another thing I've been putting off for years, and it feels really good to get it done. So all that's left is putting in my Max Air fan here, and I'm not going to do that till the spring, and then I'm going to be working on the roof rack in the meantime. Oh, you're okay, sweetie. I'm going to be working on the roof rack. What I'm going to do is, this is what I'm mounting to the roof. So I'm going to have these powder coated. There's 4 of them, obviously. And I'm going to have them powder coated so I don't have to worry about rust. Can you see the rust on that? I don't have to worry about it rusting for, I think it's 10 or 20 years when they powder coat it. So that's the first step. And then once they do that, then I'm going to put it all together and back on the roof, and then I'll start building my rack, my solar rack with this. You know me, I don't care about looks. Okay, guys, so in order to make my life easier, I marked here, right here, where the middle of the brackets are going to go. And then what I'm doing is measuring from the end here to the first hole. The first hole, I don't know if you can see that, is 4.5 inches. Ew. Well, I thought it was 4.5 inches. Oh, it's because, yes, it is. Okay, see? My eyes are not working very good. It's not 4.5 inches. I'm retarded. It's centimeters. 4.5. Man, I can't even record. 4.5. Whatever those are, centimeters, the small numbers. To the first, this circular hole is the hole that I'm talking about, not this big square. The circular hole is where the screws are going to go. And then I've got another one at 4.5 inches, or 14.5 centimeters, or millimeters, whatever the small number is. I hope I'm not repeating myself. Anyway, I do that twice. Drill a hole, a pilot hole, not bigger than the screw, smaller than the screw, so that it's easier to screw it in from underneath. And there's Oakley. Good timing, buddy. Oh, I want to show you how this looks. There, let me get this out of the way. See, that's all you have to do. You just have to squeeze this lever to lower it. So I want you to see how this looks from the underneath. See how everything's angled up, pointed up? All the way across. That angle is going to be enough of an angle that I don't have to worry about it falling out. I could even put canned goods at that angle and I wouldn't have to worry about it falling out. The only way it's going to fall out is if I'm in a collision. And then no matter what you do, it's going to go everywhere. God forbid. All right, so here's the shelf, the finished product that I put in today. This is several days later because I forgot to show what I've got. Now, like everything I do, it's not, it's not professional quality by any means. But this is the shelf that I've got. And my propane 2-burner stove will fit up here perfectly. I've already tested it out. I'm going to put brackets up here and probably some kind of metal surface here so I don't have to worry about anything burning. And that's it. That's the bracket. And to lower it, there's little levers here. Click, click, and it just goes down out of the way. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like it. Hope you did too. Have a good day. Bye-bye.